We made it, y'all. It is Thursday, May 11th, 2023. Y'all know what we do here. We call this our Friday Eve. Y'all tuned in for all of our audio and podcast listeners. You have turned your dials to Hot 97. And right now, you are listening to News in Motion on the radio wave with Mr. Showtime himself. Also, want to give a quick shout out to my boy, Mr. Marty Marr. He's out sick right now, but his baby Gina taking care of him. So shout out to Mr. Marty Marr for that. I'm holding it down here on Hot 97. If you're coming in here, whether it's through YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, we still got a few LinkedIn viewers on here. Let us know what you're doing on this Thursday morning, or if you're catching the replay, good evening, good afternoon, or good night. If you like to listen to the news at nighttime, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Y'all are coming up in here on all the platforms, on Facebook and on YouTube. I see Miss Deborah Johnson. I see my mama, Miss Latrice Jones in here, Jeffrey Allen James, Miss Camille Jones, Miss Kim Edmondson, Dr. Antoinette, Marion Jackson coming in here on YouTube. Miss Gail Dudley is going to grab the rest of those in a few seconds because y'all know what we do here. Let's get this news in motion, y'all.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Gail Dudley, and as Isaiah said, it is time to put this news in motion. I just love what he's doing. I just love to see God's hand on this young man. And as he said, I see all of you coming up in there as well. I see Misha coming in from YouTube. I see Adrian coming in from YouTube. I see Kenny Stanley, YouTube. Yvonne Gardner, YouTube. I see Pastor Alex on Facebook, and I see Tracy Burrs on Facebook. Some of you have been writing in saying, I seem to be the only one on Facebook. I said, no, there's people over there with you. I said, we're now just spreading it out to all platforms, and it helps with the algorithm as well. As we're continuing to build the YouTube channel, y'all can stay there on Facebook. There's no problem there, or on LinkedIn. And then to all of our podcast listeners, good morning or afternoon and evening to you as well. This looks good, y'all. It's amazing when you just look at this on our end and see everything that's happening, that's going on. Latrice Jones. I love it. I love it. Latrice Jones pops in. I'm first on Facebook. She's for real, y'all. And listen, y'all, she's competitive. She's going to jump in here first all the time. So maybe there's some free competition or some fun competition, shall I say, over there on Facebook. Monica Lowe, Dr. Monica Lowe, coming in from LinkedIn. Dr. Monica Lowe, good morning to you. Hey, did you get my email? Latrice Jones, she says, we should all drop the news emoji when we come in the room. I like that, Latrice. I like that. I love that a lot. Y'all, we made it. We made it to what we call our Friday Eve. We made it. There's been a lot of news that's popping off, and we're following it the best we can with the resources that we have to be able to do this. I see Hester Jackson coming in here as well. Before I get to that, y'all, today is Thursday, May the 11th. Y'all, we are in May. We're almost the halfway mark of the year. 2023, I am your host, Gail Dudley. And I must say to all of you, I love what I do. I absolutely love it. I see you, Fred Jones. Y'all, today is the day, y'all. Today is the day. COVID, y'all, COVID has gone from a pandemic to an endemic to it's just COVID. That's what they're saying. Let me give you this information that's coming out of the White House. It says on here for immediate release. So this is out here, and it's a fact sheet. It says actions taken by the Biden-Harris administration to ensure continued COVID-19 protections and surge preparedness. if I could read this, after public health emergency transition. So this is transition day, y'all. This is what's happening. Now, I need to let you know if you have a CVS or Walgreens or Target or whomever, and you go online, today is the last day. You have until, I believe, 11:59 p.m. The COVID tests are still free. If there's any left, you can try to reserve them and go pick them up or have them ship them to you. I'm sure they're not going to ship them to you, but you can go ahead and get those while they are still free. Now, if you are on Medicare or Medicaid, they're still free for you as well. But all of this, y'all, is changing. We're gonna have to pay for the boosters and whatever else. So let me just give you a few headlines that's happening here. Access to COVID-19 vaccines provided by the federal government will not be affected in the months to come. So there's still that piece on there. And it really depends upon your insurance, how that's going to flesh out. COVID-19 test remains accessible and available for all Americans at covidtest.gov as long as you have not gone over your allotted number. Believe me, I do. I have a whole closet full of those things, right? I need to go through and see which ones have expired. And that is good until the end of this month. So you can go to COVID tests, that's plural with the s.gov, and order tests. You can just go in there for the heck of it and see if you can get some. If you can, go ahead and I'll be shipped. They're good for at least, I believe it's now 18 months. Protections that provide patients with greater access to healthcare remain in place. So that's there. Many major telehealth flexibilities will remain in place, particularly for those who struggle to find access to care in rural areas. And let me say something about this, restaurants. Now, y'all were doing good. Y'all were doing so good. Don't change your game. Yeah, I went to go pick up some food and I said, I don't see your curbside signs anymore. And they said, oh, we stopped that because the pandemic's over. I said, and I'm a challenge people. I said, can I ask you if your business increased or decreased while you were having curbside? They said, oh, we get complaints now that we've taken away curbside and it actually increased. Well, then that's an epic failure on your company's behalf if you're taking that away. And I said, didn't you like coming outside, talking to people, getting a break and the change of scenery? And so ladies started laughing. I went in to get my food, but I was not happy about that. Restaurants, keep that curbside. It really does work. Y'all, the USG will continue to provide Americans with accessible information on local COVID-19 risks. I don't know where that's happening because I'm not hearing any of that anymore. Project of Next Generation will accelerate and streamline the rapid development of the next generation of COVID-19 vaccines. Please, I'm sure I'm due by now, and I just would be a little bit more comfortable if I had the next one because I'm in it now. I'm not going to stop now. I'm in it. The USG will continue to invest in efforts to better understand and address long COVID. Long COVID is still out there, and they're trying to understand what's happening with that. And y'all rolling up in here this morning. I see you, Patricia Laus. I see you, Robert Holman. Investments on improving indoor air quality will drive innovation and ventilation and building rather than protection against respiratory issues. Y'all, that's pretty much it. So COVID, y'all, is no longer a pandemic or an endemic. That's what they're saying. So y'all, there are ways to do it. So again, if you need some tests, you can go to, what did I tell y'all to go get that? I'll tell y'all in a minute if I can find it. COVID test with an s.gov. And you can just check and see if you can still get some. If not, go to the websites of CVS or Walgreens or Target. They're trying to get rid of all those things. You may have to go pick them up. I would not push that you want them delivered. Just go pick them up if you want them. Also ending today is Title 42. Title 42, a public health policy that went into effect March 2020 that allowed the U.S. Border Patrol to turn away migrants seeking asylum to prevent and further spread COVID. Title 42 received criticism from the ACLU and other advocacy organizations for using public health as a pretext for keeping immigrants out of the country. Now, y'all, border regulations will now revert to pre-pandemic rules permitting asylum seekers to stay in the U.S. while their cases are processed. Y'all, that Title 42 expires tonight at midnight. Actually, it's 11:59. When Title 42 expires, the Biden administration has promised to return to enforcing Title 8, the nation's immigration law. I encourage you all to read these laws seriously. I know I get a high off of them. but read them. It's some really interesting information that you do not necessarily hear on any news platform, or when you're talking print, online, any of that. Y'all, when you read these things, you are able to connect the dots and get a greater understanding. Kim Edmondson says, bye bye, COVID 19. Okay. Y'all, the nation's immigration law. Now, legal provisions for the asylum will be back in force as all civil penalties for immigration violations and criminal prosecution for unlawful border crossings. Y'all, in addition to that, got to give credit where credit is due. The Biden-Harris administration, this is so painful for me to say this, but the Biden-Harris administration will enact one of the former guy's laws when it comes to asylum seeking. I just had to tell y'all. All right, we're going to bring in Kenny to give us what's happening here with the NBA and other sports news. And as he's doing that, I'm going to also put a link into the chat for all of you who are either on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, so that you can get, this is like for your reading pleasure, to get some more understanding on immigration. And before I say that, it may not link to LinkedIn. So we'll be sure to add it to LinkedIn after the show today. But with that, bring in Kenny Stanley. What's up, Kenny Stanley?
Hey, what's happening?
You doing
How's everybody
good?
doing today? It's Friday Eve.
It's Friday Eve. It's Friday Eve. I'm going to let you take it over and talk about what's happening in sports.
Yay. Hey, what's going on, my NewsInMotion family? How y'all doing today? Welcome to Game Over with me, Kenny Stanley. Was the NBA hot last night? As Devontae Gorin said on Monday, NBA is giving right now, and it's giving us everything that we want. Last night, the Knicks and the Golden State Warriors said, look, we ain't ready to go home yet. We're not ready to go home. In the first game last night, Pastor Derek Holmes, New York Knicks, gave the fans something to cheer about, and they held serve on their home court by beating the Miami Heat 112 to 103. Jalen Brunson. Let me tell you something about this 6'1" point guard that the New York Knicks got. I know Dallas Mavericks are kicking themselves in the behind because they let this man go. He's in New York, and he's showing himself off. Let me tell you something about Jalen Brunson. This young 6'1", 190-pound soaking wet point guard dropped 38 points last night, grabbed 9 rebounds, and had 7 assists. He was unstoppable. R.J. Barrett added 26 points, and Julius Randle added 24 points as the New York Knicks brought the series to a 3-2 lead for Miami. The Miami Heat still holds a 3-2 lead, like I said, and they'll try to wrap it up on Friday in Miami down in South Beach. But we got to see. But in the nightcap last night, the Warriors came out swinging like the champs they are, and they hit the Lakers with a 121 to 106 victory. Draymond Green came out and set the tone last night for the Warriors. He came in and dropped 14 first quarter points, and not only did he drop 14 first quarter points, he helped the Warriors get a 32 to 28 lead after the first quarter. Steph Curry led all scorers last night with 27 points, and Andrew Wiggins kicked in 25 points. So like I said, Draymond set the tone. He finished with 20 points and 10 rebounds. The Lakers was led by LeBron James, who had 25 points and 9 rebounds, and Anthony Davis finished with 23 points and 9 rebounds before leaving the game after being hit in the head by Kevin Looney as they fought for position under the bucket to get a rebound. His status is not known for Friday, but Coach Darvin Ham said that sounded very encouraged last night about the report he got after the game. The Lakers, who has a 3-2 series lead, will try to wrap it up on Friday and move on to the Western Conference Finals. I picked the Lakers in 6. Let's see what's going to happen. I picked the Lakers in 6. Tonight on ESPN, my 76ers will try and send the Boston Celtics. Come on, 76ers. They will try to send the Boston Celtics home for the rest of the summer. Ready for the Celtics to go home. Please, 76ers, do what you're supposed to do. When they tip off tonight at 7:30 on ESPN, like I said. Then the nightcap tonight, Denver will try and move on to the Western Conference Finals as they face off with the Phoenix Suns. Will Joker do what he's supposed to do? They have to wait and see. Or will Devin Booker and Kevin Durant do what they're supposed to do and leave Phoenix? We got to wait and see. These basketball games have been hot. I can't wait for Saturday to talk to y'all again. Last Saturday was so much fun. I want to thank all of y'all. I want to thank Gail for giving me this opportunity. Hey, I love y'all. That's it. I'm going to see y'all on Saturday. Game over. Back to Gail for more news.
Game over, game over. Now I just want you to know now I can say now, I wasn't following the Sweet 16 and all that stuff. But I want to say to you, I'm a Lakers fan. So I'm gonna need you to like,
I got the Lakers in 6. So
All right.
I
All
got the
right.
Lakers in 6. We gotta see. We gotta see. But I'm hoping AD comes to play. I hope he can make it, because if not, if AD's not there, oh well. But I got the Lakers in 6.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. I see Bergie Banks coming in here this morning. I've been missing Bergie. Bergie, so good to see you pop in here as well on this morning. All right, Kenny, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Is that correct?
6:30 p.m. I can't wait. I love this Saturday thing. Saturday was so much fun. And I think that was my longest show. I think I was on for about 20, 25 minutes. It was so much fun Saturday. I don't know what to do. So I can't wait to this Saturday.
Keep making it your own. Thank you for all you do, Kenny.
Thank you, Gail.
All right. All right. Continuing with the news, y'all. House Republicans and Hunter Biden. CNN Politics is reporting that House Republicans continue to probe the finances of the Biden family. But in their most recent reports, y'all, it showed no actual evidence of wrongdoing. Though they do raise some questions. On Wednesday, the House Oversight Committee chairperson James Comer released new records of Hunter Biden's business activities from his father's time as vice president. But the reports don't show any payments made to Joe Biden during or after his vice presidency. I just want to say something about this. And I've been following this along since, they took over the House by a slim majority. And they're spending so much of our taxpayer dollars on this issue. But didn't the entire Trump clan work in the White House? And didn't they make business deals with people, even the foreign connections, like, Jared Kushner and, help me. Did I miss that? Let me know in the chat if I missed something with that. And how much money is being spent on investigating something that's really not there. Well, what are we doing? It reminds me of Benghazi. It's like there's just a lot that's going on here. What's your point? What's your point? Why aren't we talking about the fact that your person, the former guy, had all of these documents? Let's talk about the fact all of these golf locations, all of these hotels where y'all were purposely putting FBI agents and your Secret Service agent and the amount of money that was going to those hotels. Why aren't we talking about that? Isn't there something wrong with that? We're still waiting on some tax information. What are we missing here? Y'all, am I missing something? Let me know if I'm missing something. It's just kind of interesting that y'all are keyed in or zoned in on one thing and you're coming up short. You're coming up short, y'all. This is why I say we need to go to town hall meetings. I know you get sick of me saying it, but these are the things we need to connect the dots and get an understanding. Do you know? I'm not going to tell you right here because I really want you to look this up for yourself. And I know the answer. Do you know the percentage of the federal tax that's going to committees such as the House Oversight Committee, the time that they're spending, the investigations that they're doing, the witnesses that they are bringing forth, the places that they are traveling to? Do you understand the percentage of the tax dollars that are going to fund this type of work, and they're coming up short just because they're trying to prove a point or change the narrative? Y'all, we need to have an understanding of this. We are in a place of the political landscape. We are in the place of a political landscape that we need to really ask the tough questions. We need to be in contact with our representatives. We need to show up at town hall meetings. We need to educate voters, not to sway them to vote one way or the other, but just to arm them with this information so that they can get a greater understanding. I was thinking the other day, if we just take people's paychecks, tell everyone to come to a conference or a workshop or a summit or whatever it is, and we tell people to bring their pay stuff, not that we're going to look at it, just for them to look at it, and then we have someone who's great with taxes and in the and an economist, and to connect the dots with financials and say, okay, this portion of your money from your check went to XYZ. Here's the breakdown of this. This is how you arrive at this number. Y'all, I'm serious, because there's people who can do that. And then help you understand where your money is going. We need to get beyond looking at our net income on the paycheck and look at, okay, here's our gross income, and let's break down, okay, it was the gross income, and this is hypothetical, was $1,000, but my check is only $783. Well, where's the rest of this money? Where exactly did it go? And stop leaving it at, okay, it went to federal, went to state, and went to health benefits. No, where in federal, where did it go? How much of that portion went to pay this person or that person or the other person? We need to really pay attention to this, y'all. I don't know how else to share this, but it's a passion of mine to really educate us, the voters. And I'm not saying you're not educated. I'm not saying at all. There's a lot that I don't understand as well. But I know enough to ask these tough questions and say, we need to change this narrative and we need to put this information out there, which I would just want to say to CNN, I think you messed up last night. I really believe you messed up last night, that you gave 90 minutes to someone who has been indicted, someone who has to pay for sexual assault and defamation, to someone who is under investigation in other areas, and you allowed that propaganda to still go forth, and you even had an audience laughing at the fact that someone, E. Jean Carroll, came forward and said she was raped by this man. Now, we know the jury said that they rejected the rape part of it, but they didn't reject the other two pieces of it. But you had an audience who was laughing at him making jokes and saying the things that he says. And then how he talks to the commentator and talks about, you're a nasty woman. No, I didn't watch it. I'm just giving y'all a recap of the different articles and the research that I conducted late last night to be able to report to you. So these are questions that we need to be asking the media. And I'm now glad that I'm on my own digital platform and not on a national platform in that regard, because I, on yesterday, would have had to turned in my notice at CNN and said, I'm out, because I can't be a part of this. And hopefully people would take a stand and say, we shouldn't do news in this way. Also breaking yesterday, I told y'all that we were waiting on the information for Representative George Santos. He was charged with 13 counts indictment, including fraud, money laundering, theft, and public funds. So we have wire fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, lying to Congress about his finances on disclosure forms, receiving unemployment benefits while employed. Now, he says that he's not guilty. And they're talking about his different names already. I think I told y'all that right here on News in Motion, that he's going to say, well, my name is really, I can't even remember all the names he has now. But y'all, he falsely claimed unemployment in the summer of 2020 to get $24,000 in pandemic era benefits. He was reportedly employed at the time at Florida-based investment firm, Harbor Capital, City Capital, which the SEC shut down in 2021 for being a classic Ponzi scheme. He failed to mention those unemployment benefits or earnings from Harbor City on congressional financial disclosure form. So all of this is coming out about good old George Santos. Y'all, the FDA panel backs a OTC birth control approval. A panel of outside experts voted unanimously yesterday that the agency should allow over-the-counter sales of Opill, hormonal birth control pill that's been available with a prescription for half of a century. We have that's going on. Y'all, USA Today reports that Tennessee Governor Bill Lee signed into law yesterday a bill aimed at heightening security and offering new safety resources to both public and private schools. So that's all going in here, y'all. And really, if you have an opportunity, read that bill. especially if you live in Texas, and if you think that your state is about to adopt some of that, because this bill does not restrict access to firearms. So when you read this bill, it's like, wow, this is a really good bill. But then when you keep reading and you keep seeing them insert, this does not restrict access to firearms, then what's the point of the bill? Because you're still saying firearms are permissible. So what are we doing here? Y'all, you have to ask these tough questions. Then, y'all, we have the Supreme Court. Chicago 7, CNN, and Vox.com are reporting that the Supreme Court versus semi-automatics. The Supreme Court can hand down a decision any day in National Association for Gun Rights versus the city of Naperville. A case that could legalize assault weapons and high capacity magazines in all 50 states. Let me read that again. The Supreme Court could hand down a decision any day now in the National Association for Gun Rights versus the city of Naperville, a case that could legalize assault weapons and high capacity magazines in all 50 states. Now, what we need to make sure we read and have an understanding of is that just because it's the National Association for Gun Rights versus the city of Naperville does not mean it will cut the rest of us out. No, this could legalize assault weapons and high capacity magazines in all 50 states. When that's coming from the U.S. Supreme Court, it will, in fact, cancel out our own laws that we have per state. Just saying what I'm saying. Y'all need to check this out. I see you, Dr. Annette Jackson, coming in here. All these doctors rolling up in here. I love it. Y'all, rifles such as AR-15s and AK-47s, they're talking about these. State laws prohibit the sale of large capacity ammunition feeding device, which the statute defines as long gun magazines and hold more than 10 rounds of ammunition, or handgun magazines that hold more than 15 bullets. If that comes down, that can be legalized in all 50 states. Make this make sense. Make this make sense. So, y'all, that's what's happening. And then when you look into this, gun control legislation has come under increased fire from gun advocates, even as firearm deaths in America increased, y'all, by 17% over the last 10 years. Just thought I would share that with you. So, y'all, we have to pay attention. When we are voting for people, even on the local level, this is a part of it. Yes, Anita, help us, Lord. Help us, please. And then on top of all of this, y'all, I just have this question. So we're not going to give a care to people. Missouri lawmakers, y'all, approve bills banning gender-affirming care for youth and barring transgender women and girls from participating on female sports teams. This is coming out of Governor Mike Parsons, a Republican, is expected to sign both bills. I want to just get to a piece of this bill. Excuse me. They approved the bill banning gender-affirming care for youth. That's health care. That's mental health care. That's any type of care. They have approved a bill banning this type of care. So let me just ask this question for a moment. They're sick. They suffer a stroke, a heart attack, mental health issues. You have banned a bill for gender affirming care for young people. Yeah, something's wrong with us. Something's wrong. You have approved a bill banning gender affirming care for young people. Yeah, we should be expressing outrage for that. Are we not going to give the necessary care to someone who needs care? Because what? Also, I spoke about this a little bit yesterday. AP is reporting that a Louisiana man faces aggravated assault and battery charges after firing a gun at children who were playing hide and seek outside his home, wounding a 14-year-old girl, according to the local sheriff's office. The girl suffered a gunshot wound to the back of her head early on Sunday and was taken to the hospital. Y'all, investigators learned that several children were playing hide and seek in Stark's community. They were hiding on the neighbor's property. Y'all, this is the season of senior tag and initiation for the juniors going to become seniors. There's a lot. My children play senior tag too. Seriously. Now, I may not, I'm not saying all of it's good. No. Because we had to have a talk with our daughter when she was a senior high. Like, okay, look, we in a neighborhood that you don't look like nobody else. So you're going to have to be extremely careful. You can't be hiding in anybody's backyard. You can't be doing this. It's like we have to teach our children what they can and cannot do. But at the same time, we just shooting people. We shooting people because they turning around in their driveways. We shooting people because people gone up to the wrong car. I've gone up to the wrong car before. Believe me, I've had people while I was sitting in my car come up to the car. Let's just think if they thought, why is this person in my car? And they just pull out a gun and shoot me or shoot you, or whomever. Yeah, we are doing some things. And I can no longer say it's all COVID. I can't. I can no longer say that. Now people are just using that to just get away and do whatever they want to do. We have to change this narrative. We do. There's so much going on. And the only way we can get there is prayer. All right, y'all, before I get to the inspirational message, I do want to talk, and I struggled with this because I've had some people call in or write in, shall I say, and say, can we not talk about Mother's Day? Well, that's not fair to mothers. And I prayed about it. We are going to talk about Mother's Day. And it's okay. It's okay. And if you have to sign off, I understand you have to sign off, but I wouldn't do that too quick because I may help you along the way as well. First off, Deborah Johnson did an amazing job on DJ Right from the Heart on her podcast on Monday. It replayed again on Tuesday. Y'all take a listen to that podcast of Deborah Johnson. It was phenomenal. And she talked about riding through some of that trauma, riding through some of that grief, riding through some of that pain. If you have lost your mother or did not have a relationship or do not have a relationship with your mom. And then I started looking at some of the gifts that are out there. And I went to Pure Wow because that's my go-to for a lot of things. And I looked at, they had 75 best gifts for mom from $7 to $2,800. I don't know who's getting that kind of gift, but kudos to you if you do. But I started looking at this list and I said, you know what? I just really want a blanket. I want some dinner, and it could be pizza, really. Maybe even put with that a glass of wine if you want to. And I just want to watch some Netflix. You know, the new Shonda Rhimes thing. I've been saving it for this weekend. I just want to do that. I'm going to hang out with Lori Williams and her production team on Saturday. I thought I was getting a Friday ticket, but it came out being a Saturday matinee ticket. So I'm going to go to the matinee to see her and support her work. That's going to be a part of my weekend. But I was looking at this list. So I saw, excuse me, J. Crew oversized cashmere wrap. I don't want that. The Seal Petite Orange Orchid. It's gonna die. The pink reef hand painted earrings. Where am I gonna wear them to? The slip silk pillowcase. I think we all need that, so that might be good. But don't pay over $7. You can go to Home Goods and get one of those or Marshalls. The garden tool set. No, I got allergies. I'm not doing that. Y'all, the name necklace. I don't need everybody to see my name when I'm walking up somewhere, so don't get me that either. Magnesium E so that you can sleep at night. Well, if y'all just leave me alone, I can sleep. Samsung frame smart TV. I don't need a frame around my TV. Y'all, I'm being real funny, but I'm just telling y'all some of these gifts that are out here, and we really need to talk about it. Mini carry-on luggage. I can use that because I plan on traveling some more. The radio CD player. Who still has CDs? I don't need that either. A Sterling Forever Constellation necklace. Oh, it's cute, but it costs too much. Ted Lasso Believe mug. That's kind of cute. So that'd be something I would want. But that Ted Lasso, if y'all haven't watched it on Apple TV, you got to watch it. It's a great show. That's a mug. It's $24. I can get a NewsInMotion mug, straight fire mug for less than that. Just saying what I'm saying. A Rome portable playlist. Why? I got Alexis all over my house. neck back massager pillow. Do we really use that beyond the day we open the box? Lululemon high-rise pants with pockets. I can go to TJ Maxx and get some of those for $7.99. A relaxed trench coat. How can a trench coat be relaxed? Full gummy gift box. Gummy of what? What are you actually giving me? What's actually in there? Um, a cookware set. Never, never give your mother. Don't give the. Here's the no-nos. No vacuum cleaners, no mops, no cookware set, no pots and pans. None of that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Um, uh, See, here's a perfect pot, y'all. This pot here, it's a 5.5 quart perfect pot, y'all, and it boils, bakes, crisp, and steam. Y'all, the price tag alone, I ain't paying $4.99 for that. And I don't mean $4.99. The Daily Look gift card, I don't even know what that is. Y'all, the list of things on here, and again, I'm not going through all 75, are amazing. Do I get in the tab? Do you get in the tab? Okay, but we can go get some candles and some bath salts from Drug Mart. It's that simple. Pajamas. If I'm getting pajamas for $400, I better be able to wear them everywhere I go for the next year. Y'all, you can get a Peloton bike for her if she wants it, but that might be sending another message. She didn't ask for that. Don't buy that for her. Y'all, there's so much on here. Mascara. Don't buy me any mascara. You don't know what I use or how I use it. Y'all, a lot of this stuff is just to help give money to those retail establishments. Y'all, find out what your mom wants. And if you're not a mom or you've lost your mom, what are some things you can do? Again, y'all, check out Deborah Johnson's DJ Right from the Heart, her podcast from Monday. And again, it replayed on Tuesday. It's right here on Facebook on News in Motion. It's also on my YouTube as well. Just check it out. It was powerful. Tracy knew me. I'm not for sure if she's still on here this morning, but she was saying that she had to press through listening to Deborah's podcast, but she said it made a world of difference. Y'all, here's an opportunity. You can reach out and speak with someone, talk with them. But here's the other thing. This is why I said if you needed to go just because you didn't want to hear, to stay tuned because I had something for you. And this takes me to my inspirational message. We shouldn't just wait for Mother's Day to have these conversations. If you are in a place of grieving, start reaching out way before Mother's Day. This should be a conversation we should be able to have any day of the week, any time of the year. We should be able to have that conversation to find out, how can I assist you? How can I help? What's going on with you? How can we pray together? How can we laugh together? How can we cry together? Whatever that is. I intentionally gave a flip side of this gift list. Get that out, Gail. Because I wanted to say, no, I enjoyed more of the pictures that my children made in elementary school, which I framed many of them and still have them. Because that gives that's a different message for me. Okay, so you take me out for dinner, it's gonna be gone by evening time or late at night. It might have been a great conversation, but we ate. Okay, that's cool. But let's have a conversation. Let's find out what mom wants. Again, I just want a blanket, a pillow, my dinner. And again, that can be pizza, Tommy's Pizza, Columbus, Ohio. Hello, children. That could be Tommy's Pizza and what's her name? Queen, whatever that Shonda Rhimes new Netflix series is. Let me have that. I'm good. I'll get up Saturday afternoon to go to Lori's show, come back home, get back underneath the blanket and keep going. But I also want to say this about the inspirational message, and that's this. Sit in the hurt. I know y'all wasn't expecting me to say that. Sit in the hurt just for a moment. Sit in the grief. Have an understanding as to why you're hurting and why you are grieving. I was thinking about, I don't know if my sister and brother are still on here or not, but I was thinking about the fact that this Mother's Day, my mom's in a rehab center. She's in a hospital rehab center. And I said, even yesterday when I went to visit her, I was like, this is going to be different. This is going to be, I still have my mom, but it's going to be different. But how do I sit in this that I'm feeling? How do I not mask it or hide it or ignore it? How do I sit with it? How do I sit with those feelings of, what does this feel like? What's my response? What's really going on? Who do I need to speak with about this? Even gifts for her. Well, there's nothing she can use. There's nothing that she needs. She can't use it anyway. So what does that mean? Well, I can go and sit with, I can take my Netflix time, at least portion of it, and I can just go and sit while she sleeps, while she looks out, stares out the window, whatever that is. And just sit there and be present just for that time. If you've lost your mom or no longer have a relationship with your mom, and this season disturbs you, sit with that for a moment and say, why does this disturb me so? What do I need to do to press through this? I'm not saying ignore it. I'm not saying get up. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying wrestle with that for a moment to get a deeper understanding as to why you feel the way that you feel. But here's the truth. It's okay to hurt, and it is okay to grieve. What do we say now? It's okay not to be okay. That's not just a phrase or a saying. That's a mistake that we make over and over and over again. We hear something, we say it, it becomes a habit. No, really digest what that means. It's okay not to be okay. What does that mean for you? It's okay. And get this, if somebody's judging you, let them judge you. They're probably projecting onto you something that they have not dealt with yet. So it's okay. It's okay. I think a part of some of the issues we're dealing with, especially in this country, is that we're all either masking things or we're people pleasing or we're not dealing with the things we need to deal with. So now we're projecting those onto other people. We are not sitting in our hurt or our grief. So we're traumatized and we're angry and we're lashing out. We have gotten away from just being kind. And that kindness starts with being kind to yourself, being kind to yourself before you can be kind to someone else. All right, y'all. I want y'all to sit with that. This has been News in Motion for the week of May 8th. Again, thank you to Devontae and Isaiah and Kenny who set it all up for us on Monday while I was away. Thank you to Pastor Derek Holmes, who really broke down those 7 amazing things on yesterday. If you did not have an opportunity to hear what he shared on yesterday, I encourage you to please, please, please check it out. Let me give you those 7 things real quick. I have them written down. He said, take time to meditate. Limit the amount of time you have on social media. Manage your own stimuli. Make time to connect to creation, connect in community. Set well-being boundaries, healthy boundaries. Embrace the spirituality of rest. And that's where we are today. All right, y'all. I have been your host, Gail Dudley. You know what I say. Stay well. They may have ended COVID-19 today, but I still need you to stay well. And remember to make some bold moves. I will see you on Monday. We're out.